Good morning, children, and welcome back to EVS2 class. So, children, you remember what we were doing in the last class? Yes, we finished our lesson, the rivers. Okay, and this lesson is very important because this lesson will come in a unit test. And I also shared with you the workbook question answers and also the map. The map of the rivers of India is also very important. I have shared it with you in the Google Classroom. So children, shall we begin our EVS2 class? I would request all of you to take out your EVS2 textbook. So children, what is today's date? Today's date is 28th of, yes, it is 28th of August. And today we are going to start a new lesson, which is lesson number 5, the Northern Mountains. Okay, the Northern Mountains. So children, shall we begin? Before I begin with the lesson, I would like to show you something. I would like to show you the map of India. Okay, and this is the map of India, and here you can see the various rivers. Okay, and these rivers are very important. You have to learn it. You learn it. Okay, and this is the same map which I have shared with you in the Google Classroom. Okay, and this map you can see the very important rivers are there. Ravi, Ganga, Narmada, Tapti, Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri and Brahmaputra. Okay, you all of you study this map properly. Okay, so shall we begin with our new lesson, which is Northern Mountains. Now children, all of you take out in your textbook lesson number 5, that is Northern Mountains. And when I tell you about Northern Mountains, what do you understand? Northern Mountains means the mountains which is towards the north of India. Okay, which is towards the north of India. And this is the mountains, the other name of this mountain is the Himalayan mountains. Okay, the Himalayan, the northern mountains are the Himalayas. So what we will study in this lesson, let's see. Okay, in the whole lesson, what you will learn, we'll see. We will study about the location and extent of the Himalayas. We'll study about the location and extent of the Himalayas, where the Himalayas are located and how, from where till where is the extent of the Himalayas. We'll study that one. Then we'll study the 3 Himalayan ranges and their importance. The 3 Himalayan ranges and the importance of the Himalayan ranges, we'll study them. Then number 3, we'll study the effects of the climate on the plants, animals and people, and the effects of the Himalayas, the northern mountains, on plants, animals and trees. We'll study that. And then equipment needed while climbing mountains, and what are the various equipments necessary for climbing the mountains. We'll study that. So shall we proceed with the lesson? Okay, I hope by now all of you are ready with the EVS2 textbook. Okay, so children, here it is. So I have told you about the learning objectives. Now we come to the next important part. Now all of you take out the second page, and you will find here in the yellow box it's given. And what is given in the yellow box? It is given about the mountain range. What is a mountain range? A mountain range is a geographical area marked by a row of mountains that usually have similarities in features. It is also known as a mountain chain or belt. So what is a mountain range? A mountain range is a geographical area. Okay, and it is a mountain range is a row of mountains. It is a row of, you won't find in a mountain range a single mountain, but many mountains will be there together. So there are a row of mountains that usually have similarities in features. The characteristics, the specialties is similar. It is also known as a mountain chain or belt. Since it's a row of mountains, together many mountains are there, it is also called mountain chain or belt. Now let me show you a picture. Can you see? This is a picture of the mountain range. Okay children, and here you can see so many mountains are there, and so it is called mountain belt or mountain or chain of mountains, mountain chain or mountain belt. Here also children, a picture I am showing you about mountain range, and here you can see so many mountains are there together. You won't find one or two mountains, but so many mountains are together, and so they are called what? Mountain chain, like a chain, okay, chain of mountains or mountain belt. So I hope it's clear to you now. Now let's proceed with the next, what is given. In the next, we can find the northern mountains are like a giant wall. Of course, the mountains, that is the Himalayas. We have seen a picture of the Himalayas, and they are like a giant wall. It's a wall, okay? It's a wall between India and China. It's a giant, like a giant wall. Though it's a mountain range, but it's like a wall, okay? And that's why people from China cannot attack India, okay, because of this huge mountain range. They stretch across the northernmost part of India, going up to the northeast in India. From Kashmir, the Himalayan mountain range, it extends to Arunachal Pradesh. They consist of the Himalayas, the Karakoram and the Kailash mountain ranges. A part of the Karakoram range, however, lies in Pakistan. Now what happened? They consist of the Himalayas, the Karakoram and the Kailash mountain ranges. Okay, now the Himalayan mountain range is not alone. It consists of the Himalayas, the Karakoram and the Kailash mountain ranges. All these are mountain ranges. And a part of the Karakoram mountain range, however, lies in Pakistan. And a part of the Karakoram mountain range, it lies in Pakistan also. Okay. So children, now let's move to the next topic, which is the Himalayas. Okay, I want to show you a picture of the Himalayas. Now children, you can see here a picture of the Himalayas, and can you find where is the Kailash range? Yes, the Kailash range is here, and then the Karakoram range is here. So from Jammu and Kashmir to right to Arunachal Pradesh, this whole is what children? It is the Himalayan mountain range. And the Himalayan mountain range, you have the Karakoram mountain range and the Kailash also mountain range you will find, and also the Himalayas are also there. So you can see the Karakoram mountain range is towards the extreme north, and most of the part of the Karakoram mountain range goes to Pakistan also. So these mountain ranges, they make up the, what they make up? They make up the Himalayas, okay, the Himalayan mountain range. And you can see this is just like a great wall, okay. It's like a wall between India and China. It's a great wall between India and China. So children, I hope it's clear to you now. Now let's move to the next topic, and what it's given. It's given the Himalayas are the highest mountain ranges in the world. In Sanskrit, Him means snow and Aloy means abode. So our next topic speaks about the Himalayas. I hope you all have taken out your textbook. So what it's given, the Himalayas are the highest mountain ranges in the world. And why are the Himalayas the highest mountain ranges in the world? Because it has the highest mountain peak, okay, and also okay, which is the highest mountain peak? The highest mountain peak we all know is the Mount Everest. So the Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak. Also Kanchenjunga, then Godwin Austen, many highest mountain peaks in the world are all present in Himalayas, and that's why Himalayas are the highest mountain ranges in the world. Now what does the word Himalaya means? In Sanskrit, Him means snow and Aloy means abode, okay, abode means house. So Him means snow in Sanskrit and Aloy means abode. So Himalaya is a Sanskrit word. So it means a house of snow, abode of snow. So together Himalaya means abode of snow. It's called abode of snow. Why? Because most part of the Himalayas is covered with snow throughout the year. Okay, children, most part of the Himalayas is covered with snow throughout the year. That's why, children, in the previous chapter in rivers, what did we get? That Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra, they get water throughout the year. They are not dependent on the rain. They're dependent on the snow-clad mountains and glacier-clad mountains of the Himalayas, because the Himalayas are the source of water for these three main rivers. And when during the summer season, the glacier or the snow from the Himalayas melt, they fill the rivers of Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. Not only these rivers, but many rivers. So, children, that's why the northern rivers, the source of the northern rivers are the Himalayas, and we all know the Himalayas are covered with snow throughout the year. So, children, we shall stop till here. I hope it's clear to you. The objectives I'll be uploading in the Google Classroom, and you will write it down from there. I hope you all have joined in the Google Classroom, and the objectives I will be uploading there, you will all write them down in your EVS2 textbook. So till whatever I have explained you all go through it, it will be clear to you. So children, I shall stop till here. Have a good day and take care.